Hey,
What's up, guys?
Hello.
what's going on? All right, so we're gonna go around first and introduce everybody because we do have one or two new faces depending on what live streams people have seen previously. But this is the When in Quarantine video podcast, and today we're discussing what, guys?
Binge watching.
Yep.
Hey.
Watching TV shows and movies.
Basically
Yeah.
everybody's quarantine goal, right? To just binge watch everything on their list. So, I mean, I feel like people know me because they see me all the time, whether they like it or not. I'm
Who
Nicole.
are you again?
Yeah. And then we'll go down to Demi. Like,
I'm
who are
Demi.
you?
I'm Demi. I am the editor-in-chief of Nona.media News.
Nice.
Yes. Very
Kyle?
excited to be here.
Yeah, it's gonna be your first live stream. It'll be fun.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the man behind the camera, Kyle Ham. Always behind the live stream, never actually on them. So, hi guys.
You sounded a little bit bitter on that, right? Maybe we need to throw you in front of the camera for a little bit more.
I know, right?
Well, the one time he did, he realized how hard your job is, Nicole.
Why do I keep making mistakes?
Listen, after several takes, I was over it.
And Andrew, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Andrew. I am the video editor at nona.media, so I'm the one that chops up all of the. Actually, well, really, I'm the one that embarrasses Nicole all the time.
Yeah, but you know, it's cool. It's not really embarrassing. Like, you just try and make fun of me, but it doesn't work because I like to.
She posts them.
The
I don't
amazing
post them.
bloopers.
So
It's true. It's true.
She
So,
approves
let's-
of the embarrassment.
Oh, you know, I mean, if you can't laugh at yourself, then it's just not as fun, right?
True.
Is that just
Very
me?
true.
I don't
no,
know.
that's very true.
Hey, we got a
And
special
this
guest.
is Eden, the special
do.
guest with us. Yeah,
Eden.
my baby Eden.
So cute.
Hasn't she been in like
She's
a
getting in
couple
trouble.
commercials?
She's
She's like a movie
sure
star, right?
has.
Star all around.
Mm-hmm.
She goes
That's
all
funny.
over. Say bye.
Sorry. Oh.
She's so cute. It's the perks of live streaming and working from home, right? You know, I won't be surprised if I have a puppy whining in the
Yeah.
background at some
I
point.
still haven't seen your
Right.
puppy, Nicole.
I'm not gonna wake him up from a nap. I'll have to entertain him this whole live stream.
True.
So basically, just for the audience who's tuning in, this is our When in Quarantine video podcast, and it's basically all things that we're binge watching, whether it's a movie, TV show. And we're getting 4 different perspectives, but we want to hear from you guys. What are you binge watching during quarantine? And hopefully, we're watching some of the same things because I'm hoping to have a pretty good discussion. So I kind of want to just like jump into it. Who wants to go first? Who's watching what?
I feel like Demi should go first since she writes our binge watching in the Nona Hood articles.
It's true. It's true.
I can go first. I can go first.
She-
I have
she's got the first-
a list.
She's
I'm
got
sure
the
you have a
first-hand
list. You've been
Yeah.
watching.
I've been watching so much stuff, like on and off, just like I've just been all the content. Give it to me. I need all the distractions. So for TV shows, I've been watching Elite. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it. It's completely in Spanish. It's on Netflix,
That's
and it's
probably why
like
I haven't
Yeah.
heard of it.
maybe. I mean, you never know who likes to read subtitles or what. But
True.
I'm a
um,
subtitles reader.
Mhm.
I'm a strong subtitles reader.
Yeah.
I love it. But it's a teen drama, but like the drama of a telenovela, and it's so crazy. There's a plot twist almost in every episode, and then it reminds me of like a Spanish 13 Reasons Why kind of,
Ooh, okay.
because they're in like a
Nice.
private school.
I've seen
So-
that one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I've seen that one too. Very quickly. One day I watched the first season like in one sitting, I think.
Jeez.
But-
I mean, it's not difficult to do. Let's be honest. It's
That's
a
very
very
true.
good show.
That'd be the definition of binge watching, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would be.
Thanks, Kyle.
awesome.
I've also been watching Narcos Mexico, which is also in Spanish.
I have heard of that one.
Yeah, that one they did in Colombia first, and then they focused it in on Mexico. But then the real show that I became addicted to, and I watched in one sitting for real, was Too Hot to Handle. Have you
Oh
guys
my
heard of
God.
that?
okay.
It's on my list. It's on my list. I was like, this is trash TV. I've got to add it. It's just
My-
like,
Exactly.
My wife is on that. She's like, "You're not allowed to watch this with me. This is my show."
Oh my
But it looks
gosh.
good.
It is.
it looks so good. It's just like everything that's coming out now, like Love is Blind and
Yeah, exactly.
like all of that. It's just, it feels like it fits right into that. Like, oh,
It's so entertaining. And the accents, forget it, because they're like, there's someone from Ireland, someone from Australia, and they are completely talking in their accents, like in it,
Really?
in
Yeah.
it. And it's just so interesting. And I can't. I'm just a total trash TV, like, I'm a total.
I feel like
I love
the
it.
trash TV honestly has been even more successful now in quarantine.
Yeah.
Because like especially
Oh,
the ones on
totally.
Netflix
Yeah.
and like Hulu, because you could totally binge watch, where it's like there's no better time to do it. I'm not gonna lie, we were all binge watching before quarantine too, but it's like
Yeah,
now there's just no better time. Oh, now I have to go watch Too Hot to Handle because I'm
please
just like
do. It's easy.
I'm-
It's like 8 episodes too.
I'm like surprised there's not more memes about it though. Like I feel like I would like it would have been super popular and like you're seeing Tiger King memes left and right, which
Oh, I know.
of course. So Jenny said she's Outlander for me, and Reese isn't allowed to watch it with me either.
Is that a thing? Like you ladies have to have your own show, and we're not allowed to watch it with you guys? Is that a
I
real
love
thing?
watching movies with people.
I mean, to be fair though, on my end, I feel like it's the exact opposite. Like I would love if I could get my Andrew to sit down with me and watch trashy TV, but he just makes fun of me for it. He'll always come
Really?
down the stairs and be like, "What are you watching? Like, why do you watch this crap?" And I'm like, I can't help it. Like I just need to watch. Like for me
I mean, Jenny says
specifically,
yes, it is a thing.
Yes, with 4 exclamation points.
See,
I
I'm
feel
with
like-
you, Nicole. It's opposite for like Karen and I. Is Karen will always be cool to watch like what I'm watching, but whenever I sit down and watch something that she's watching, I just end up laughing or just like what is this, and then she like just leave.
it like I feel so weird watching like the reality shows that I want to watch and then having like somebody they're judging you,
Yeah,
just being
definitely.
like, dude, what is this? You couldn't find anything better? I don't know. I've been like,
I feel like
for
a
me,
lot
I've
of
been all over
shows
the
are like
place.
that too.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But like with let's say The Bachelor and Bachelorette, like all those, you see a lot of people like we know James is very like he's
Oh,
adamant
yeah.
about watching The Bachelorette. He loves watching that. I don't know if I
Really?
should have just put him on blast there without his permission. but,
You
like,
probably did.
Probably did.
It's James.
Brought
He
him down
deserves
some
it.
cool points.
Yeah, I mean that
I mean, I
that
see
kind of
like
goes.
with those shows in particular, you see a lot more guys watching.
Yeah.
Sorry, James. Hey, no shame in that.
Speaking of
like,
James, I've been trying to get him to watch a show I just finished. It's called Peaky Blinders,
Oh,
and
I've
that
heard of
one's
it.
based
Oh,
out
okay,
of
you've been-
that one's based out of like the UK, and it's early 19th century style, but it's like the Peaky Blinders is a gang, and a lot of gory bad stuff happening, not for the younger eyes, but it's very interesting, awesome story, great cinematography through it.
So you think just because it's British, he needs to watch it?
Yeah, absolutely.
My best friend has actually watched Peaky Blinders and she does like the YouTube reviews on it, but I've never gotten into it. For me, I don't know. It's like one of those things like I feel like I'm very picky about what I watch, but then when I am picky, it just ends up being the trashy TV. So it's really like I don't know if I really have any taste, to be fair. Is that the only thing that you're watching? Because you said you just finished it, right?
Yeah, I
You're all
finished that
caught up?
quickly. Yep.
Mhm.
And then I also started watching Little Fires Everywhere, but I was kind of tuning in and out of that one. But it was still pretty
Karen's been
good.
watching that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington. So it's
Okay.
like,
Yeah, I was like, I
just-
feel like I've seen those like those posters for it.
oh,
but I
Israel
haven't
said
watched it.
hi.
Israel, my familia. Happy to
Miss
see your
you,
face,
buddy.
Israel. Israel just had a birthday not too long ago, Mr. Quarantine birthday.
Oh,
so happy belated
birthday.
birthday.
Yes.
Israel, you better tell us what you're watching during quarantine because I'm curious. I'm curious.
Okay.
So Kyle, you were talking about Peaky Blinders, but you said you were all caught up. So is there
Yeah, I
anything else
just
you're
finished
watching?
that. I just finished that, and it was really good. But now I'm going back to an old show of mine. It's a comedy called Community, and
Okay.
it's got a couple of actors in there that I really like. Danny Pudi, he's kind of like a weird cinematographer major, and he just goes through life playing like he's in a sitcom or he's in a major pop culture film or something like that. It's just really funny. And then Donald Glover is in it. Really, he's
Okay.
I love him.
Childish Gambino. Yeah, he's one of my favorite actors, artists, entertainers of all time. And here is something from Israel just got back to us. He's watching The Big 30.
No,
They say
I
his
think
birthday.
yeah, he.
Oh, The Big 30.
Oh, it was
I've
like
heard
the
of
big 30
that
for
show,
his
though.
birthday, my man.
Thought it was a show. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Happy 30th birthday.
Great, that's great. Well, you could pull in. So he's saying, I've been watching Quantico and the Bone Collector, the best.
Okay.
Quantico,
Okay.
is that the one with Priyanka Chopra, I think?
I don't know the
Priyanka
actress
Chopra
name.
Jonas, baby.
Oh.
Yeah, Priyanka Chopra Jonas. I love that I have a fellow Jonas stan within the midst.
100%.
Ah.
Then let's transition to that since I'm assuming, sorry boys, I'm gonna leave you out of this conversation for a brief second. Demi, did you happen to watch their concert film?
I have not.
Oh,
Happiness
okay.
Begins?
No,
Or like the
Happiness
new
Begins
one?
is the first one, and then it's Happiness Continues. That's their concert film.
Oh my god, I want to watch it ASAP.
Yeah,
I'm going
definitely.
to. Writing it down.
Have a little jam session. In my opinion, not as good as the first one because the first one is like a true documentary, but this one as a concert film, it's just a recap of a good time for sure. Eric Horner just finished Ozark, currently on Homeland. So
Homeland
so that's
is really good.
Yeah, I've heard Homeland is good.
you guys have watched. Wait, so Kyle, how far into Homeland are you?
I haven't watched much of it, just a couple of episodes.
Yeah, same here.
I know my parents are watching it. They said it's really good.
There you go.
I heard
I haven't.
Ozark is really good.
Yeah, it's like all those shows, it seems like we're all kind of on the same page. Like we're watching a lot of the popular stuff, but on my end, I'm like, yeah, I've heard of it, but I haven't actually given it a shot.
I've actually given Ozark a shot. I liked it. It was kind of a slow start for me though, but when you get a few episodes in, the storyline really picks up and it does get really, really good.
Eric says it's so good.
So
There you go. I mean, I'm curious, like how long it's been on for, because I feel like it's still fairly new, but it's like
I
don't know. It's
I can't think of the actor's name, but
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman. Yeah, he's a very good actor. I really like his work.
Very good.
I think I had it on my list to watch like when it first came out. Maybe I'd say probably like 2 years ago or so. Maybe not. I have no sense of time at this point, to be fair. But yeah, see, I told you I'd get the dogs in it. But I don't know. Like I just never got around to it. I may have watched a couple, like the first couple minutes, and then I was like, I need something else. Jenny said, now that Sylvia's back home, we're gonna finish C. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know what that one is.
See, I think that's the one. If I'm not mistaken, it's on the Apple streaming platform with Jason Momoa.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, really?
That would explain a lot. I can understand that, Sylvia and Jenny.
Anything that's only on Apple is gonna be hard for people to see.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Andrew, what have you been binge watching?
Okay, well, I'm a massive nerd, so this probably won't surprise anybody. But I've been going through all of Star Wars, but I'm watching it in like the story order, including the TV shows. So you do like episode 1, Phantom Menace, episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Then you watch all of the Clone Wars, and then you watch like the others, and you just end up going through all the movies and all the TV shows. I'm like halfway through season 1 of Clone Wars at the moment, so it's gonna be a slow process, but I've never done it before, and it seems really fun.
Worth it, I'm sure.
I've
I've got to do that next
so much
too.
hate for this. I've never been a Star Wars fan. Never,
Yeah.
like Granted, of course, I watched
What?
like the
Okay,
movies
bye,
when I was younger.
Nicole.
I kicked me
Yeah,
out.
you just kicked her out.
I have
Get
only
rid of
watched
me.
episode 4 and I fell asleep. And I don't fall asleep at movies. I fell asleep
Oh,
during
man.
episode 4. I'm so
To-
sorry.
So
I
to
just
be fair, it the original 3, especially episode 4, it is very slow compared to movies we have these days. I can make it
Yeah.
through, one, because of nostalgia, because I watched it when I was little, and second, because I'm that movie nerd that will go back and watch like Casablanca and all the old timey movies
Same.
anyways. So
Mhm.
I like the slower pace. It doesn't bother me, but
that one was
Nice.
rough.
it's slow, but I like it. So
Speaking
yeah,
of
the last
older
time I
movies,
saw like,
Expect it.
wait, go for it, Kyle.
I speaking of older movies, I just watched Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
not too
nice.
long
Oh,
Yeah.
ago.
love
That's
Pulp Fiction.
another favorite of mine. So yeah, I'd
Okay.
probably watch it at least 2 times a week for the rest of my life if I could.
Same. Did you see that they put Django Unchained on Netflix last night, I think?
Oh, did they really?
And I'm going to absolutely watch it today.
It's on your list.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check
On
that
my
out.
list. My ever-growing list.
Speaking of like old movies, it keeps making me think. You guys ever see Triple X with Vin Diesel?
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like Kyle, you should have seen that for
Yeah.
sure. It seems like it's up your alley.
It
Andrew,
is,
Demi,
it
have you
is.
guys seen Triple X?
I have not.
No.
Dude, great action movie. But talking about the old movies, it made me think like people are making fun of me for naming my puppy Xander because I get Vin Diesel's character. I think his name's Xander, and it didn't. That's not why I did it. But I'm like, hey, great movie. Yeah, we'll say it's because of that. Sure. I like kind of want to watch that movie again now.
That's great.
Because it was, I remember enjoying it. But like for me, as far as the binge watching goes, obviously I watched Tiger King. I mean, how can you not?
Yeah.
I'm curious though.
I
Andrew,
haven't
did you
seen
ever?
it.
Oh,
No, I still
my
haven't seen
gosh.
it. I don't know.
Hey,
Like
all you
I've
cool cats and kittens.
I've heard that it's like good and I haven't watched. I haven't even seen a single episode. I barely even know what it's about. But like the little bit I've seen of it, I'm just sort of like, what is this? Like what in the world?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I'm so
definitely.
confused.
So for those watching, if you guys have watched the Tiger King Netflix documentary, if you could explain that to Andrew in let's say 3 words max without spoiling it, put it in the comments. I'm curious because I want to pull those up. That's the one thing, like you're seeing memes left and right about him, and it's hysterical. To be fair, I didn't think I was gonna watch Tiger King until I started seeing the memes, and I'm like, these might be funny if
That's
I know what the heck they're
exactly
about.
what I was doing too. Like I was like, Tiger King it doesn't look that interesting. It's a documentary,
Yeah.
so what?
Yeah.
And then all the memes start rolling out, and I'm like, okay. I gotta
So-
get up with it.
Israel is in the same boat as you, Andrew. He says, I'm about to start Tiger King,
Yeah.
a little skeptical still.
Yes.
I just want to
yes.
see who the heck Carol Baskin is. LOL.
Carol Baskin.
Honestly,
So,
though, like
Carol Baskin, she's a big cat rescue owner, and she does vlogs every day, and she's got like 1 million views, and she sits there and she's like, hey, all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carol with the big cat rescue. Dude, it's the greatest thing. That part
And
makes
this
me
is
laugh.
real.
It's
Yeah, this is
real.
oh yeah,
So it's a
She's in
documentary
Paris.
And
series.
I was gonna mention that she's a stone cold killer too.
Yeah.
Can't forget that.
So that's the thing I've not been able to figure out about it is if it's like a mockumentary or a documentary. Like
Well, I mean, I think it's funny. Jenny says I want to visit her in Tampa before she goes to jail for killing her husband.
wait,
LOL.
what?
So
don't
the
get
thing
any
is, the,
ideas.
yeah, the documentary like focuses on this guy Joe Exotic, and he's like he owns like a bunch of tigers and a bunch of wild animals and exotic animals, but he's super flamboyant and just like his goal is he wants to be a celebrity. So he's like the typical guy, you know, he's got the mullet for sure, but it's like a bleach blonde, so it's a look. Party in the front, business. What is it? Party in the back, business in the front.
There
Like,
you
yes.
go.
Man, it's basically like he has this huge issue with Carol Baskin because she's known for like rescuing the animals, and so she thinks he's torturing, and it's just it becomes like a true like hateful relationship that they have, and it basically Carol's first husband vanished, and Joe Exotic started the like conspiracy that she killed him, and fed
Oh
him to
my
the
gosh.
tigers. But the thing is that she says stuff in this documentary that like you're like, who says that? Like,
Yeah.
she says,
Right.
"Oh, I wouldn't spray cologne on his shoes. I would if you're gonna want to attract a tiger, you're gonna put sardine oil on it." And it's like, is that what you did to your husband, Carol?
But see, my biggest take from that though is, Carol, she's always going after him, but she's doing the same exact thing with those tigers.
Right.
as
Either way,
he
the
is.
tigers are in a cage.
Yeah.
The tigers are in
Yeah.
a cage. It's not big enough. It's not. You're never gonna have a cage that's equivalent to being free out in the wild. It is.
And then
It's
at
just.
least Joe is paying his employees, whereas she's,
Yeah, everyone's a volunteer.
deliberately like brainwashing thousands of volunteers to do all this work for free. So who's really worse
Crazy.
than that?
It's honestly,
They
I would
both
just
are.
say if you're gonna
They're
watch it
both
for
crazy.
anything,
Yeah.
the first couple of episodes were a little bit slower in my opinion, but I think it was like episode 3 that it transitions to the investigation of like, where did Carol's first husband go? What happened to him? And then you start hearing all the accusations, and it's only it's like a
Oh,
little
and then
bit,
it gets so much deeper after that too. Like, that's not the main point of the show. There's so much other conspiracies and factors that go into making that show crazy.
Yeah, I think one of my
Man.
favorite memes from that is like when after watching Tiger King, you realize that not everybody is like accustomed to the Florida way of life, and it's like it was delivered a lot better than that. But then it shows someone just being like this, like, yeah, we're used to that here in Florida. It's just like that's the norm.
Mhm.
I do like what Eric says. Eric says it's a beautiful
Yeah.
train wreck, a must watch.
Like, you definitely got to go in with an open eye, and
Yeah, because it
once
just
you
starts
see
spiraling.
something
out of
that's like
control.
so crazy and out of order, like you just can't stop watching it for
That's so
some reason.
funny.
you know?
When in doubt, blame Carol Baskin.
I find
sure.
that so funny just to think of it from like the filmmaker's point of view. They probably just went out to film just like a little something they thought was funny, and then it just turned into this huge documentary.
That's
Like,
the thing. So there's like memes that are going around, and I don't know how much truth there is behind it, but it's really funny if it's true. It's apparently it was Carol's idea to have the documentary in a sense of exposing Joe Exotic, but in reality, all it did was spiral out of control. And now she's the case for her missing husband is reopened,
oh my
Yeah.
god,
and now she's
really?
she's potentially going to go to jail because of something that was her idea. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh,
karma.
that's amazing.
For real.
Oh man, it's so
Ultimate
great.
backfire.
And there's rumors for like a second season too. So fingers crossed, because I'm kind of like, I just need a follow up.
I didn't know
need
they
to
were actually
haven't
going
they,
to
like,
come out with
released-
another episode. Did they release that other
Yeah.
episode yet?
So, well, the episode on Netflix was like a follow up. So they had everyone
Oh,
except for
okay.
Carol come back, because naturally, why would she want to come back and talk to a show
Yeah.
that is potentially ruining her
Ruining
life
your
now?
life, yeah.
But I mean, if she did it, she ruined her own life. So,
It's true.
but like, that final episode was kind of like a reunion. And they all were like Skyping or like Zoom calling and whatnot and having a discussion. And a lot of it turned out to be like, oh, the documentary didn't really show me as like who I really am. So to me, I'm like, that's not really a documentary though. Like, I get that you're showing it in different parts. But it seems like they were trying to make it more on the reality side and kind of, make people look a certain way when they're not. I don't know how much truth it is behind it because I don't know any of the people.
Mhm.
I don't know if I really care to know any of them personally. That would be kind of entertaining.
I'm
But
curious as to what this comment means. Are we going to
Jenny
get a
said
bunch
next
of
project
tigers?
for nona.media.
I think that needs an explanation.
We're going to get a bunch of tigers.
Really?
We just make
Tigers.
the
you know what we
Nona
do?
Media
We-
mascot
Yep.
is a tiger.
we just make a mockumentary of the whole thing and just have Kyle be the tiger person or whatever.
No, I nominate James. James has to be the next Joe Exotic.
James
Oh
can do
yes,
it.
yes.
James
Can
can do
can
that.
Czar be the tiger? Can he be all the tigers?
Oh my gosh,
The
yeah.
most vicious tiger
Cole will
ever.
be Carol Baskin.
Hey, all you
Xander.
cool cats and James.
Definitely.
That's great.
All right, look, now we just need to come up with a script and we'll start shooting tomorrow. So
I
stay,
feel like I should be.
stay on the lookout for that, guys.
I feel like I should be
Don't
slightly
promise
excited
anything,
that you said
Kyle.
I'd be playing Carol Baskin though.
You're the one who thinks she's so cool.
I didn't say she's cool. Oh my God. Don't start that. That's fake news, okay? I did not say that Carol Baskins is cool. That's her tagline. They literally have like a montage of her being like, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens."
Yeah.
It's why the first live stream in quarantine for In the Nona, I said, "Hey, all you cool dogs and puppers" or something. I was just trying to make fun of it, but I'm not a cat person.
Me neither.
Dogs rule.
Yeah.
But
I'm kind of a cat person. I'm kind of a both. Like,
no, you got to choose a side. None of that.
Exactly.
I mean, like, I tolerate cats, especially the cats that are like chill, like dogs. But
I was gonna say cats that are like dogs are like acceptable.
That's how my cat is.
I always forget that you have a cat. That's just weird.
This is the first time I've ever heard it.
I didn't even know you had a cat.
She has a crooked mustache.
I feel like you have to go get the cat now.
Yeah, kind of.
I couldn't
the cat on
her even if I tried. Don't worry. Next episode we'll have a cool cats and kittens episode.
Dude, they have like merchandise for it too. It's great. I like thought about getting a
do.
shirt, but I don't want to support her in any way. So
Right.
I don't know. It's like, so besides Tiger King, 'cause that was what in the very beginning of quarantine. I feel like it was right as all the like stay-at-home orders were happening. But I started. I don't know. Like I said, I'm all over the place. So I started binge watching. There's like these shows on Netflix. Like it's called Rust Valley Restorers, and I think another one's called Gotham Garage. It's all about like old cars, and then these people take them into the shops and just totally like revamp them and give them new life. The Gotham Garage one is like more like these are custom built cars and they are just super cool looking. I didn't. Some part of me has always been super intrigued with like old school like antique cars and then taking them and bringing them back to life. So that was pretty cool. It was 2 seasons. I binge watched them both. So no shame. No shame in that.
Sounds good.
None at all.
I always fall back to like detective shows or I really like NCIS or what was the other one just off the tip of my tongue. What?
CSI.
No. Criminal Minds.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I finished Criminal Minds and
well, I'm on like watching it for the 4th or 5th time. I don't know.
I still haven't finished it.
It's just when like
I've
always
never
like
watched
in the
Criminal
background.
Minds.
That's what I put on in the background is like either detective shows or Criminal Minds or The Office.
Okay, would you guys believe that
one of those is not like the other?
I've never gotten past. I'm only in like season 2 of The Office.
I'm all in the same genre.
Which one doesn't belong?
Some of the Office episodes get very similar. To
Actually,
shows.
yeah.
You've never gotten past
like
season 2?
No, I've never gotten past season 2, and it's really sad because
I've not gotten my best one.
Yeah, I never got into it.
Just
it's just one of those things. Yeah, it's like same with Friends for me. I never like I sat down and like my best friend was like, you have to watch him, and I got to like I don't even know what season. I was just like, I can't. It's just like it's so repetitive. The Office, I feel like
sitcoms like that though that have like the fake laughter in the background. I can't.
Oh, it drives me crazy.
Annoying.
That literally going to school for film for me ruined most of the like the TV shows because I'm like, oh, they keep playing like the kids' laughter, like the applause and it's just like, why do we still do this? now I feel like Andrew's gonna dub in like all the fake laughter on every like episode that he edits now.
Every time you make a joke, just freeze frame and add laughter.
Yeah. It looks like we
Demi just lost connection, but we can get her back in a couple minutes. I mean, another cheesy show that I've been watching, it was on Hulu. It was called Love at First Flight. And
I heard of it.
Have you? Like the gist of it is like they pair like I think it was 4 couples up by like matchmaking, and you basically start in one state and then you have to go on a 30-day trip across country with this person that's supposed to be like 100% your match. And then the end, you basically, there's nothing like seeing somebody's true colors than when you're traveling. Hey, Demi.
Thanks. Wi-Fi.
I thought Carol Baskin got to you for a second.
She did.
And here's
But
Wow,
Demi-
cool cats
Papa
and
gave us
kittens.
a comment as well. He's joined us in the live stream. Thanks, Papa, for
Kyle's got the clues. Watch out for him. We already knew this, Vincent.
exactly-
We already knew that we had to watch out for Kyle.
That's
So
exactly why I watch all those detective shows.
To know how to cover your tracks.
Know how to clean up the mess and cover my tracks.
no, but that's like a serious thing. Like my Andrew thinks that like I'm plotting something against him because I watched How to Get Away with Murder. I watched Grey's Anatomy. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, these are shows that I watched before I even knew you. It has nothing to do with that. I swear.
If you want any ideas, just go talk to Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe one day I'll
Sardine oil.
interview her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's great though. I like that. Watch out for him. We already know. We learned that.
Again, my own grandfather saying that, but yeah, another, if you guys are like into comedy, what I'm really excited about is they just put my old time favorite show Community on Netflix. So I'm back on that.
Yeah, I
Been
can't
really,
say I've ever heard of it.
yeah.
Yeah, I've
It's-
heard of it.
It's a really funny comedy. It's a group of friends who start a study group in community college, and you know, there's just wacky antics and
It's similar to The
funny
Office,
little
but it's different.
skits. Yeah,
God.
I would
I mean,
say
I love The Office
say
where it's just
similar,
like
but-
they break that third wall and they're just staring
yeah.
into the camera. But
I think The Office is funnier to go watch like clips of than like to watch whole episodes. At
Yeah.
least for me,
Mhm.
because like I don't know, just a lot
then
of
you
those
have
jokes are
you
hit or
have to
miss. For
follow
me.
the story. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Mhm.
I think
I-
I've made it through like season 1, and that's like as far as I've been able to make it. Because I'm the same way with most like episodic shows where there's not like a beginning, middle, and end of like the whole show. I don't know. I don't like them as much. So
I
I'm
watched
more
all of The Office and cried at the end.
I cried
No
when
shame.
I
Michael
get
left.
emotionally attached to all fictional characters.
Me too. I cried when Michael left. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yes.
Even on the
yes.
third
And
time
the
watching
wedding.
the show. Yeah, the wedding too. Yeah.
see, I don't have to watch it. You know, it's just one of those things. Like, you know, all that stuff, like, because it's been around for so long and it's a show that, like, basically everybody watched. So,
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, as far as movies go, though, I have no shame in saying that I did watch The Secret Life of Pets too. And that was, listen, I'm not going to just blame it on the fact that I have a puppy. Because I have no shame. I will totally enjoy watching like Disney and Pixar animation movies. I'm here for it. But that was one of those things where like Andrew came down the stairs and he's like, "Are you really watching a kids movie?" He's like, "Just because you have a puppy doesn't mean that you should be watching." But in reality, I was like, I've seen the first one, so I needed to kind of like close that book and see what the second one was. But I also had a puppy, and I was trying to get him like to see if he would interact with that, and it was a failed attempt, but I enjoyed it.
Aw.
I can tell you, I've seen that
So nice.
probably 200 times since it came out.
Really?
Another thing we've been binge watching, Frozen 2.
Oh yeah, I'm
That's
That's a
sure you
lovely
have.
one. That's a lovely one. Yeah, it plays
I
at least
haven't
5
seen
times a day.
I haven't seen Frozen 2, but I've seen like the YouTube reviews on it.
It's
And
actually
I-
really good.
Yeah,
But you
It
know
is
what?
good.
Tangled is better than Frozen, and I'm
It's
just gonna
true.
leave it at that.
it's true.
Frozen is overrated.
If you really want to get
I don't know.
into that, Frozen will kick Tangled's ass any day.
I agree with Kyle.
I don't think so. I think
No, I like
Frozen
Tangled
only
better.
had Yeah, thank you.
It's
So
not
we're
the
like
ending.
Wow, so we're
That's
equally
the ending.
divided.
no.
I don't like the
50-50,
ending of Tangled.
So the audience needs to help us break this tie. I am saying that Tangled is better than Frozen, and Andrew agrees with me. And Kyle and Demi say Frozen is better than Tangled. So
Yes.
for those of you watching, if you've seen both of these movies, please tell us which one you prefer, because we need to settle the debate. I firmly believe. Now, granted, Tangled doesn't have a sequel. Hopefully, they will. But
Yeah,
Flynn
I wonder
Rider
why.
all day, every day.
Because it didn't make as much money because Frozen was just a huge hit at the box office.
Oh, is it
I'm not
Yeah.
saying I disliked Frozen.
better?
I'm not saying I disliked it. Let's make that clear. But I do think that Tangled was better.
Well, wasn't
Frozen-
Tangled also like 2008, 2009?
No, it's newer than that.
Tangled came
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
I think like
Frozen, right?
2010.
No. Tangled came out
I'm
before
gonna
Frozen.
look this up. I'm gonna look this
Yeah.
up.
Tangled came out before Frozen.
When did
Well-
Tangled come out?
The
To
great
me,
thing
Tangled
about-
is like a great movie until like the very end. I'm not a huge fan of the ending.
I'm
of
not a
Tangled.
fan of the
Mhm.
ending.
So
Me neither.
Tangled came out November 24th, 2010.
I was
Um,
right.
10, nice.
And Frozen came out November 27th of 2013.
Mm,
Okay,
Tangled came out first,
it
for
did.
sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Frozen's still better.
Frozen. Olaf. Hello.
Yeah.
Olaf is
Okay.
literally the best.
Yeah,
One
Olaf,
thing I will
but-
say.
Anybody even remember her Tangled's little pet's name? I don't think so.
The lizard.
Yeah,
It's just the lizard.
No. but nobody remembers.
I will say it
Isn't
between
that like
Frozen
Jerry or
1.
something? Pascal.
That's it, Pascal. Yeah.
Mm.
Look,
Oh.
Karen
Pascal
Cox came
Karen.
in and said it
Oh,
the same
God.
time as
Yeah,
Nicole.
Karen. She's a Disney queen. Okay, so Karen needs to
So
tell
did
us.
she break
I
the
mean,
Yes.
Andrew, I'm sure
tiebreaker?
you can tell us.
don't
but
know.
Oh, I
is
know what
it-
she's gonna say.
Is she on Team Andrew?
Yeah, she's gonna say Tangled.
Yeah, she better be.
I
Alright.
think.
Karen, which one's better, Frozen or Tangled?
Come on, Karen.
We're rooting for you here.
She-
She better agree with
She's
us.
a huge fan of Frozen 2, but I know Tangled is one of her all-time favorite.
Oh
no, you can't
no.
do this. You can't do that. You can't do that.
So
They're
biased.
equal. Unacceptable.
But Tangled is one of her all-time favorite Disney movies.
Listen,
So-
I'm not knocking it at all. We've watched them both several times a day.
Mhm.
I don't know how they fit in, but
So-
we constantly have them playing. So
Well, if that's the case, Kyle, can you sing us a nice little song?
Yeah. Can you do that?
absolutely not.
Do you want to build a
Samantha?
snowman? Karen
That's
says,
a
yeah,
good
I can
one.
relate
Let it
to
go.
Rapunzel on a personal level.
Here, I'll be right back. I gotta plug my laptop in before it does.
Okay. That's great. She's saying do it. Wait, do what? What did I miss? Did I like talk over someone? Probably.
I'm not sure.
Dang. Well, I'm like trying to think, what else have I been watching? Guys, I know I've been watching a lot more than what. Oh, there's a new one. Again, it's on the Cars scheme though. Like I've been watching it's called
I will not
Fastest
be
Car.
singing the song.
Oh, sing the song. Yeah, you
Sing
better
it.
sing the song.
Yeah. Trying to hear it.
Karen, we'll only sing it if you join the live stream and sing it with Kyle.
Someday when I
Do I-
get older, this will all make sense. That's all I've got.
I mean, you said your grandpa already put you on blast, so I mean, why not, right?
Right.
Just keep digging your
You got a little line from me there. That'll get you guys happy.
One thing I will say about Frozen, between Frozen 1 and Frozen 2, Olaf was so much better in Frozen 1. I did not think he was nearly he felt very forced in Frozen 2. Like
I can
like
see
the whole
that.
giving him his own song and all, like that just it felt
Yeah.
so forced, when in Frozen 1 he was just hilarious. Like I will laugh every time when he walks into that like ice thing, goes, "Oh, I've been impaled." I will laugh every time that happens.
Yeah, for sure. They've got some classic moments in Frozen 1, but
I love
still a
it.
We gotta
great
like
show.
figure out how
I
to
love
bring in like
watching all
memes
those
and
movies.
gifs and stuff.
I love watching
That'd be
all those
cool.
Disney movies with the kids, but I'll tell you, I try to get them to watch like older movies, ones that I like, and I'm trying to bring the nostalgia to them. Be like, this is what Daddy watched when you were this age, and they're like, "What is this? Change the channel."
Here's Star Wars Episode 4. They're falling asleep like Demi.
Yeah.
Like
When-
even
I
just
w-
suppose that yesterday I tried putting on Rugrats or something, and they're like,
Oh,
I
love
don't want to
it.
watch this. This show is stupid.
No, don't even get me started with that. Kyle, you and I already had this discussion. Like I feel like one day in the studio, but dude, it was rocket power all the freaking way.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Rocket
Well,
Power.
on
I have no
Netflix
idea
they
what
have
it is.
the
Me
Rugrats
neither.
movie on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Oh my god, we got the
We're too young.
youngins below us. Oh no, dude, I
They don't
wanted to be
know about-
Reggie Rocket. So you guys have like, I feel like I explained it to you. That show needs to be like reincarnated. Oh my god.
Do,
Okay,
like,
so
a
You
Debbie,
know what we
you
need
have,
to do? We need to
Rocket
find a
Power.
way to do this and watch like a movie or like an episode together, so we can just like watch it with. I mean, we're gonna get copyrighted, but who cares?
Netflix watch party.
Oh yeah, we can just schedule a watch party with everyone and
Let's
us.
do it.
That'd be so fun. We should.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Debbie, you have no idea what Rocket Power is?
No
All
idea.
right, so it was like a group of 4 best friends, and they were all into like skateboarding and rollerblading, and so they would always like hit up the skate park. Man, it was just like I wanted to be that kid. So they were just a cool bunch of kids, and they would make fun of Shoobies.
Here you go.
Oh no, are you gonna play something?
Oh my gosh, I
Dude.
figured out how to do it. Oh, we don't
This
have the
is
audio.
That's
is
oh my god.
Rocket
So that's
Power.
okay.
That's
Take
just
it
Yeah,
probably a
that's
good
what I
thing.
remember
If you play the
seeing.
audio, it's gonna get chopped. We're gonna get pulled off of Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not playing any audio.
Even
But
just
so you
this
have
might get
Otto,
it
that's
pulled off.
Twister, and then where's that's Reggie with the purple hair. Then you got what was his name? Sam.
Sam
Sam, yeah,
and Otto.
and Twister, but he was Reggie.
So yeah, all-time favorite kid show,
Yeah.
Rocket Power, right there.
Izzy says, "Oh my god, I love Rugrats, but Rocket Power wins."
My
Hands down.
favorite kid show was Avatar: The Last Airbender. I watched.
Of course
that
it was. That
all
doesn't surprise me at all.
I've never seen that show, and I
It's
know
so
many people
good.
obsessed with it.
It's
Wasn't
so
there-
good.
Wasn't there like a character called Bosco or something?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so people would make fun of me because my last name. So.
Yeah.
It was like the big furry like flying thing or something, right?
No.
No? Okay.
Boscow is the why do I know this? Is the bear of the Earth King. He's just a normal bear, which is like unknown for that universe. They're like, what? It's a normal bear? They're like, yeah, it's just a regular bear.
I'm a normal bear. What can I say?
Oh, I gotta agree with Izzy.
Hey Arnold was cool too.
What's up,
Dude, I just
football
saw-
head?
Move it, football head. Dude, I saw Kyle. You would be Stoop Kid for sure. Kyle would be Stoop Kid.
I don't
You guys
know.
have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, we
Oh my
can't
God.
comment on this.
Oh my god.
That's the most of that
Izzy-
show I've ever
Izzy,
seen.
help me out here. Okay, Izzy, would Kyle be Stoop Kid? Please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I
from
feel
Hey
like-
Arnold.
Yes, from Hey Arnold.
Hey, I thought you were saying something else. Sorry.
No,
How
I
does
wasn't
Karen
like,
know what-
calling you
what this
is?
stupid or
I don't.
anything. No.
I can agree
But-
with that.
Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah. Hey
you're not
Arnold was
wrong.
great, and I saw a few weeks ago somebody made like a real life version of Hey Arnold's room, like with the whole
Oh,
glass
really?
ceiling and everything. Dude, that was a sick bedroom. I'd have it if I could.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Izzy says yes. You are stupid. I wish like if you were like who would be Helga? I feel like
That
I'd
would
have
be
to be
you,
Helga by
dude.
default.
Yeah, for sure.
So would that make me from Rugrats, Angelica?
No, you're more like her doll, Cynthia.
Oh my god. You know, that's fine. You could be
Crazy.
Reptar.
Isn't it weird, like all the weird little things you remember from so long ago?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's really weird because of how much time we probably spent watching it. Like, I'm thinking of Cat Dog now.
Very true.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Yeah,
Cat Dog.
Cat dog.
Cat Dog. Then there was the Angry Beavers.
And, like none of
no,
those shows could
no.
ever be the same today. But then
No
when you
way.
think about it, and like you go on, what is it, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon?
Ed and
now,
Eddie.
they
Ed and
all
Eddie,
the
I
shows
love
on there
Double
now. Like I
Double
try to
D.
watch the shows on there now with the kids, and like I can't. I just can't stand them.
It's just
Feel
not
your
the
brain
same.
dying.
Yeah, I literally feel my brain dying, like you just said, Andrew. But, like
God, that's so sad.
it is.
True.
and
It's true.
I don't know. Kids.
But you
these
know, we're
days,
talking
they
about like
got
the
it made.
kids shows and like the kids movies, but isn't it great when you watch them back at like our age and then you notice like those jokes that like those innuendos for the
Yes.
adults that are like
Oh yeah.
stop it when you're watch them. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I love that. I love when they do that because it totally passes over your head when you're a kid. You
Exactly.
don't even recognize it.
Even
And then you're
like,
like,
used to
not
be
that
the
long
best
ago
with
with Cars. I watched Cars again, and I missed so many jokes. when
Oh,
I was
yeah.
a kid,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like,
Mhm.
wow,
That's in a
Disney.
kids movie.
Owen Wilson, I can't get over that. Like how Owen Wilson is a whole car in that movie.
it's great. It's so good.
Totally.
Honestly. Now I'm like, maybe I'll just go binge watch a bunch of like Disney movies now.
Oh, that's all I've been doing
You
with
know,
Disney
we gotta
Plus.
get on the Emperor's New Groove.
I love that.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Back
one.
of Notre Dame. You know,
What was
those
it
are
Karen
like
and I were watching
classics.
not that long ago? It was damn, it was some Disney themed. It was a it was a Disney Channel like special movie. There was like 3 of them. I can't
An
remember what it was.
original.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but
Oh.
essentially the idea was it was like all of the
of course Karen's excited for a Disney binge.
all of the like princesses and princes, like it's their kids or something like that.
Descendants.
Descendants.
Yeah, Descendants. It was that
Yeah.
thing. Karen and I watched like all 3 of them, and I was just like, okay.
She said, "Yikes, Descendants."
Yikes.
Yeah, they're so cheesy. Like they're so bad. But
I mean,
Really?
it's what the kids like nowadays. I think
Have you
it's
guys
a cool
gotten
concept.
Disney
But
Plus yet?
yeah,
Hmm?
it came for free, man. I got it for a year for free.
But
But I keep forgetting that
yeah,
it
I'm all about Disney
exists.
Plus.
I'm not gonna
I
lie,
love
like
Disney
with
Plus.
between Netflix and Hulu, I always forget that I still have Disney Plus. So I'm like, I gotta get back into watching it. There's one I think that's also on Netflix that's on Disney Plus, and it's like Planet Earth. And I started watching it because it's like all this stuff. It has to be shot in like 4K or 8K, and it's like talking about wildlife and different, you know, in the Arctic and tundra and all these different areas on the earth.
Mhm.
But then all of a sudden, like you're thinking it's all happy and it's like a documentary, and then because it's a documentary, you're watching animals like die, and I'm like, no, I don't want to see this. I turn it
Jeez,
off.
really?
Yeah,
That's a
if you
change of events.
if you want to feel bad for wildlife, that's something that you could watch. But I mean, it's reality, so. No, like old Disney movies, just to wrap it up, my final thought, my favorite that has stuck with me to this day was Adventurers Down Under. And I feel like none
Okay.
of you have watched this or even heard of it.
No, I know what it is.
Are you judging me?
No.
I may have the name doesn't ring a bell, but I may have.
Yeah.
I
It's
haven't
like set
seen
in
it.
Australia, and like
Yeah.
this little boy befriends
Uh-huh.
like a rare golden eagle, and like
Yep.
he's flying.
Oh,
Dude, what
that
kid
does
didn't
sound
want to like
familiar.
befriend this big eagle
Yeah.
and just like fly on the back of it? Yep, my favorite. I gotta watch that, dude. Like that was like old school.
I recently rewatched Stuck in the Suburbs on Disney Plus.
Oh,
And like
nice.
all of those Disney
Really?
Channel movies, like I forgot what the other like Wendy Wu. I guess they're more like my time, like younger. I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys
Wendy
watched
Wu,
that.
Yeah.
Homecoming Warrior or something,
Yeah.
right? With Brenda Song. I
Yes.
think it's Brenda Song, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Brenda
yeah,
Song.
I
She's in
watched
both,
Disney
actually.
Channel at that time. That's when Disney Channel was like good, but starting to kind of go downhill, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. But I make everybody in my house rewatch Harry Potter movies because I'm
Yep, Karen and I did that. We did that. We
a
watched all.
stan.
What
Well,
what
I think
house
we
are
brought
you?
back a lot of nostalgic movies for everybody to
For
throw
sure.
on their list.
Definitely.
I know I'm gonna go and try to find my Disney classics to try and watch with the kids, and
I
then
feel like this is
listen to
a
them cry that this movie sucks.
yeah, I feel like this is a good way to end it because now we've gotten everyone like hopefully excited to go back and
Yeah.
watch some of the old school classics and like their favorites. And I know I don't have time for this live stream anymore. I gotta go watch some Disney movies.
I know, right?
Same.
Disney
Yeah,
Channel and
I'm with
Nickelodeon,
you.
Izzy, that's where
Yeah, I was hooked
Yes.
on Nickelodeon too. But yeah,
What does
thank
he
Izzy
you
have
also
so
against
much
said-
Harry
for-
Potter?
Yeah, he
what's
said
up with
no, not Harry Potter. I'm not gonna lie. The first
Oh.
one is the best in my opinion, but I also haven't watched every single one, so I can't really speak on that.
My
All
wife
right,
says
Nicole,
she's
guess
the
we have to
biggest
sit
Harry
down.
Potter fan, so I better not talk on any of that.
Yeah, Karen's a huge Harry Potter fan too. Don't get me started on it. They're good. I have a lot of problems with them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess that's a topic for another
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
We have a whole other live
nother
stream.
podcast.
That's what happens when you go to film school, man. That's what happens.
It's true. It's true. It's so true. You look at movies and you're just like, it's awful.
True.
All right, guys. Well,
Thank
let's
you
wrap
guys so
this
much
one
for
up.
tuning in, and I hope we
Yes.
got some new shows and movies on your list to binge watch.
For sure.
For sure.
When in quarantine, binge watch movies
Binge
and
watch.
TV shows.
Binge watch it all.
Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.